So I want to tell you about the history of the Catholics in Penang. In fact, our Catholic Church has a very strong historical relationship with Siam in the beginning. And here I'm standing in this place called College General. You may be aware that in the 17th century, the College General was in Ayutthaya. After that, it was moved to Anand, and in 1810, it was moved to Penang. So here we train many priests for Asian countries. Trained priests were sent from here to Vietnam, Korea, Thailand, and unfortunately, some of them became martyrs. And from this College General, we have 7 saints, canonized saints by the Vatican. 5 were Vietnamese, and 2 were the Eurasians who were martyred in Korea. But also I'd like to take the opportunity to mention that a very important priest from Thailand, Nicholas Bunket, he was a student in College General as well. And this chapel, we have his relic here. So this represents a very important Catholic history development in Malaysia. After the Portuguese left Malacca, Penang was the second place that the Catholic Church came back to this country. And we are so very happy to hope that the Catholics, our history, our development, and our community can grow stronger together with our Thai Catholic community as well. And the College General, talk about the history. It was previous in another place, and in the 1980s, the College General was moved to this location. But the hall and the chapel were here for a long time. And here you can see the Straits of Malacca. It's a beautiful place, and in the early days, these priests were the Les Missions Étrangères de Paris, MEP. They were the one who set out all the Catholic churches, missionary schools in this country after the Portuguese left. In Penang, we are very lucky to have a big size of the Catholic community, and also, our history always ties back to Thailand. And I also like to mention that we also have a big group of the Eurasian Catholics moved from Phuket Island to Penang in 1810. And there's one big church called the Immaculate Conception, where they set up a big church, and they also have their school and the cemetery.
Penang has always been very close to Thailand, and I'm the Bishop of 5 states: Kelantan, Perak, Kedah, Perlis, and Penang. And out of these 5 states, 4 states have borders, common borders with Thailand. But it's not only that. This Diocese of Penang, I'm the 5th Bishop of the Diocese of Penang, has had a lot of close connections, historical connections, pastoral connections with the people and with the Church of Thailand. And it goes back to one community 200 years ago or more who were in Phuket, a Eurasian community. They were moved from Phuket and they came to this diocese. So there's a lot of history that our Catholics here had links with Phuket. And also the College General, which was run by the French fathers, okay? Our first seminary was in Ayutthaya in Thailand. And it is from Ayutthaya, it came towards Penang. And this seminary was a regional seminary. And we had many seminarians from Thailand, from Vietnam, from Myanmar, even some from Cambodia, and the rest from Malaysia, from Borneo, Sabah, Sarawak, Singapore, and West Malaysia. We all were trained for hundreds of years in our seminary in College General, which is now called the College of Martyrs, because we have the relics of many of our former seminarians and priests who studied in College General who became martyrs, especially in Vietnam, and also one in Cambodia, and also some connections with Korea, and so on and so forth. Many of the older Thai fathers and Thai bishops were our former students from College General. So of course Malaysia, we have 9 dioceses in Malaysia. 3 are in Sabah, in the island of Borneo. 3 are in Sarawak, and 3 are in Peninsular Malaysia. So we make up, 9 of us make up the Malaysian Bishops' Conference. And there are many pilgrims now coming from Thailand and from many parts of Asia. So we are blessed that there's so much of movement of people in this diocese, migrants, refugees, documented people as well as undocumented. We have a school here for Rohingya refugees, and some of them may have come through Thailand and have landed here. So the church does not neglect anyone. The church reaches out to all, people of all religions. If you go to St. Anne's, you'll find that many pilgrims are not even Catholics. They are Buddhists, they are Taoists, they are Hindus, they are people of all religions. So this place is very alive because there's so much of diversity. Diversity of races, diversity of cultures, diversity of religions. So that's why sometimes Malaysia is called truly Asia. That's how in tourism we sell Malaysia. Malaysia, truly Asia. There's a little bit of Asia here in this country, Malaysia. So our Bishops' Conference is a little unique because it does not have bishops only from one country, but it involves 3 countries: Brunei, which has 1 bishop only, Singapore, which has only 1 bishop, and 9 bishops from Malaysia. So the Bishops' Conference has 11 bishops in the conference. And we are very closely, we work with the Federation of Asian Bishops' Conferences.